So I just bought 4 iPads off of Facebook Marketplace, and from the looks of it, they're not in great shape. This one housing is really messed up, and the display, you can't see, is messed up, and then these 3 don't appear to turn on. So I'm going to see if I can fix any of these, and then we're going to ideally try to resell them. So I paid approximately $37.50 a piece. So what does that break down to be? Basically $150 for all of these. So there should ideally be a couple of takeaways regardless of what happens. Ideally, I bought at least $150 worth of parts. Whenever you are buying a device that you kind of can't verify if everything on it works, you have to assume the worst. The lady explicitly told me that all 4 of these had iCloud turned off. This one ended up being iCloud on, and I was able to walk her through how to turn it off with this video right here. She did, and then I felt comfortable buying them. We're getting about 0.5 amp draw, so we know our port works. Probably one of the more difficult things is distinguishing no power from no image, because there's a possibility that the device works fine. If I had to guess, this would be giving me different readings if it was actually on. Like, actually, I should probably try this really quick. So here's what I'm looking at. This is my little setup. This thing is awesome. I have a macro lens, but as we can clearly see, there's this capacitor, which is somewhere over here. This thing is lit up, but nothing else around it. So I'm gonna test with my multimeter, which is that yellow thing, my microscope. So here we've got our board view software. As you can see, this is just a layout. And then the cool thing is this just tells you where certain things are connected. The capacitor looks to be this one right here, which as you can see is attached to VCC main. The fact that it is lighting up like a Christmas tree under our thermal camera is an indication that this capacitor is shorted to ground. So I'm going to remove it and then test for shorts again. So here we have our multimeter. So we're going to test in diode mode, which is red probe on ground. And then we're also going to test, honestly, I forget which orientation it is. But both sides of the capacitor appear to be shorted to ground as they read all zeros, as you can see right there. Okay, now that I have removed the short, you can see that it says 0.149. We are going to test in continuity mode. I don't even know if you can see this thing right here. We'll see if we can zoom in. So here is our capacitor in question. And this is continuity mode, which is seeing if we have continuity between this. Capacitors are not supposed to have continuity, so this would appear to be the culprit. And FYI, here is a nickel, and there's the capacitor, just for reference. Hell yeah. We didn't get this before. All because of that. This little thing right here. So I'm gonna have to do a DFE restore on this device because this is the one that iCloud was on, but she was able to remotely turn it off. So now 9, 10. So we're here, that's our serial number. And then we're gonna go option, restore. We're gonna go IPSW. And it should be as simple as just this one. So I'm gonna call this one a success. I'm going to set it aside, and later off camera, I'm gonna go and seal it up, put my plates back in, call it a day. So I listed this on OfferUp for $200, and surprisingly, I got a $200 offer. So I'm meeting up with this person at a coffee shop, and he took it, and I am $200 closer. So this is the iPad that doesn't show any signs of life. I have it connected to my DC power supply, and when we prompt to boot, as you can see, just floats around 0.06, which is supposed to be considerably higher than that. And I was able to narrow the problem down possibly, but I have a loose coil about right here, and I have my replacement coil. So we're gonna solder this on and hope for the best. So the coil in question is this. This is also our power management. And yeah, it wiggles. So this is the only coil that I can see that wiggles. So yeah, we're gonna replace it. So my hot air station is set to 370 degrees and 60 air. Basically, we just need to heat this up, pull the coil, and then replace it. It's pretty straightforward, but we want to make sure not to use too much heat as our power management is right next to it. All right, so now we have our coil, DC power supply. I'm glad I didn't create any shorts. So we're gonna try to power on. And that might have actually done it. Because now we're getting somewhat reasonable numbers. So I'm gonna turn this off and then put a screen on. Well, this is a step in the right direction. Here's a quarter. Here's a nickel. There's the capacitor from the first iPad. This is a coil from the second. So as you can see, this repair was a success. I ended up selling this model for $240, and then the iPad that was all bent, I ended up having to do a screen replacement on. I was able to salvage the frame by just bending it back into place. I sold that one for $200, and I don't have any more footage, so I'm just going to show you my tortoise digging a hole. So all in all, I still have the Mini 4. I'm not sure if I can fix that, but I do have a functioning screen, which is worth at least the $37.50 that I bought it for. But I'm going to wrap up the $150 into this total. I sold the 3 for $640, leaving a total of $490, which is not a bad haul. Let me know what you think.